What's going on, Jets fans? It's your boy DT back with another video. Wanted to talk about the first defensive coordinator request for interview that the Jets have filed. It is Daronte Jones, the Minnesota Vikings defensive pass game coordinator. He has served in that role since 2023 under Brian Flores, and he was deemed as the defensive coordinator in waiting if Brian Flores were to get a second opportunity as head coach in the NFL. He had one season as the defensive coordinator at LSU, overseeing the Tigers in 2021. The team's success in 2021 was not great, their first sub 500 season since 1999, and I believe this was the final season of Ed Orgeron's career at LSU, just 2 short years after winning the national championship with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. So all that being said, he oversaw some very talented players at LSU in that one season. Eli Ricks, Derek Stingley Jr., B.J. Ojolari, Damone Clark, Cordell Flott, Landon Jackson, Neil Farrell, and a few others. So there is an element of schematics in this hire that I genuinely think the Jets could use. I love the Brian Flores defensive scheme. It creates chaos, simulated pressures, blitzing with 6+ sometimes, showing one look pre-snap and then switching out of it post-snap and confusing opposing quarterbacks. I believe it was the Lamar Jackson game against the Patriots where Brian Flores unleashed the cover zero on Lamar Jackson and was able to, stalemate him. And then he carried that same philosophy with him to Miami as the head coach. And he continued to have success against Lamar Jackson. I remember that being the big talking point of how do you slow down Lamar Jackson? And Brian Flores' defense was able to do that almost perfectly. So Brian Flores' defense is definitely not like AG's to a degree. It's a little bit more complex and more X's and O's driven and schematically getting your guys into a better position, which I think is certainly helpful. And it's going to be an upgrade over a Steve Wilks defense, which was very, let's rush 4, drop 7 into coverage. Let's be very predictable with our blitz packages. That is the complete antithesis of what the Brian Flores defense is. So Daronte Jones could offer a small piece of that if he were to come over to New York. And I think it would be a solid hire based on the small research that I've done. Obviously, there are other names out there that will be requested for interviews as we go along. I reacted to Rich Cimini, who put out a list on his Flight Deck episode, and you can catch that at the link in the video after this one. You can check that one out. But Daronte Jones, first requested interview for DC, going to be a long process, probably going to take about 2.5 weeks to finally get a defensive coordinator in the building. So until then, we'll just keep breaking them all down as the requests come in. But Daronte Jones, the first one the Jets request. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're new. DT signing out saying, let's go Jets.